Alright, we're going to talk about a few things in this video. We're going to talk about naming conventions and basically the basis of a Java program. So the basis for every Java program, it has to have a class, a method, and a statement to run. Now a Java class is going to be the blueprint from which individual objects are created. That's not going to make a whole lot of sense right now, but it will the more we go. Basically, the class is the building block of all Java. Classes contain methods. Now, a Java method is a collection of statements that are grouped together to perform an operation. Statements are basically going to be the command lines, are going to be a complete command to the system. So all those three things work in conjunction to actually perform tasks. Now what we have here in this very basic Java program is we have classes. Let me separate these here just a little bit for you to make them a little bit easier to understand. Okay. So right up here in this first section, this is going to be the class. It's a public class, and the name of it is this is a class name. Now the naming convention for class names is going to be a variation of what we call camel case. To talk about camel case, I think it'd be best to move down to methods first. This is the main method. Every Java program has to have a main method in order to actually execute code. So let's skip over that for now and move on to this other method down here. This method is a public method, and its name is this is a method name. The way that methods are named is with camel case. So camel case is that everything is in lowercase letters to start with, except for when you reach the second word. When you reach the second word, it's capitalized, and then every other letter in that word is lowercased until you reach another word. Then the first letter in that word is capitalized, and so on. You can basically see it's pretty self-explanatory. Now, when you're naming classes, to touch back on this, it's a variation of camel case in that all the rules apply except for the first letter is also capitalized. It gives it more of a proper feel and helps distinguish classes from methods at a glance. So, that being said, let's talk a little bit about how this program works. So it's got the class. Now the thing about a class is it's also the name of this particular Java program. This one again is called this is a class name. So the name of this program is this is a class, or the name of this file is called this is a class name.java. Within this class there's the main method. That means that there is actually code being executed in this file. And in the main method there's a call to this other method. So within the main method where the code's being executed, it calls this other method down here. And within this method there's a series of statements that's performed. And in this particular method, the statement is printing some text to the console that basically says this is a statement with an exclamation point. So if we go ahead and we run this program, that's what you're going to see. This is a statement. If there were any errors or anything like that, let's just see that we put a J in there. And then we compile this program. And then try to run it. It says now the reason it compiles is because you could very theoretically have a method called mjane, okay, instead of main. And there's nothing wrong with having that, but in order to run, the program needs a main method. So when you try to run it, you get this JGrass message that says no main methods applets are found. Okay, so that's one where you're not going to get a compile error. Let's take out something that's supposed to be in there and try to run it. Now we get compiler errors, and down here you get these different error messages that tell you there's something wrong with your code. So we removed that curly brace there, and all of a sudden everything kind of goes to crap. So it's very important to follow what they call the syntax of a programming language. And as we learn Java, we'll learn about the syntax, but basically all the syntax is particular rules that you need to follow. Just like English needs to have a period at the end of a sentence, it needs to start with a capital letter, Java has rules as well. One of those rules is every statement needs to end with a semicolon. Things like that need to be followed, otherwise the computer doesn't know how to interpret that code. So I think that's a pretty good stopping point, a really good introduction to a basic Java program. If you have any questions, again, please post them below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.